Welcome to the One in the Shibal podcast with Suia and Ed.
We're just two Asian Americans talking shit about shit.
While playing with a dog.
Come on. You think you're so tough, but you can't. You can't even. Oh, sorry. Oh. Ow. Oh, they're like little razor blades. They're like little razor blades. I can't focus on anything when he's playful like this. Ow. All right, sleep. And sleep. And sleep. Go to sleep now. Go to Come on. Go. You go to sleep. I love this for the people who are just listening. So, Ed, how was your week?
It was good.
What did you do?
I took Archie to the...
Oh, fucker.
Told you. I told...
That hurt.
For those of you listening, Archie just bit Susie. She was like, he's not really biting. I was like, he will. And it'll hurt.
Like little daggers. Ow, fucker.
But I took Archie to the park for the first time yesterday.
The dog park or the regular
No,
park?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't dog.
I don't dog
parks.
park either.
Yeah.
So
I took Stella, my first dog, to a dog park, and dogs would hump and chase her.
Yeah,
and she was very docile for
Yeah.
the first couple months, and then one day
she's
she
like,
snapped.
"Fuck you, fuckers!"
Yeah, and since then, after that point, she became reactive, and I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? I think dog parks
I feel like
aren't
dog
great.
parks undo everything a dog
They do.
owner or dog parent tries to train their dog to do.
Yes.
I've seen some of the worst behaved dogs I've ever seen. And it's scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like dog fight at the dog park. No thanks.
Yep.
I'm okay.
And that's what happened that first time Stella bit a dog back, and someone was like, what? Your dog bit my dog. I was like, your dog was humping my dog for 6 weeks.
Yeah, excuse me.
6
My
weeks.
dog was just assaulted. She fought back.
Yeah.
Okay. That's self-defense.
And then that's not to say that every dog that goes to a dog park is misbehaved, but there are so many people who
Yeah, it's the
don't
people.
watch their dogs.
It's not the dogs. It's
Yeah.
the fucking humans that bring them to the dog park.
Yeah.
I've seen so many unattended, and I think this goes for parents
Yep.
too.
Yeah.
They're just like sitting there on their phones, flirting, drinking their fucking matcha lattes and shit. And
Or
I'm like,
on their phones. Yeah.
hello, your dog is halfway out from under this fence and
It's a public park, not a babysitter.
Yeah. Did you want to like check on your dog? Because he's getting humped by every dog in this place.
Or he's humping every
Right.
dog. But yeah, no, I took
How did it go?
Or not Colt. I took Archie to a dog park yesterday, and he was pretty good. The first 5-7 minutes, it was just him not understanding what it was to walk.
You must feel so anxiety ridden though, because he's so tiny
He's
and
so
there's
tiny.
so many unpredictable dogs. Like I would be so scared.
I think I was more cognizant of small dog, big man.
What?
There's such a tiny little dog and this big guy, this big adult man. And there's a lot of kids playing there too.
You didn't bring Colt with you?
No, because not until I'm walking them separately until I can get him good on a leash.
Yeah.
Because Colt is a little reactive. So it's really hard to keep Colt reined in while also trying to be like, hey, come on, we gotta go. No, can't eat that. You know what I mean? So
Right.
It's separately, but no, it was good. And then he kept getting really distracted whenever kids walked by because he I guess loves kids.
Or doesn't even know what a kid is.
Yeah.
Right? Because you have, the only exposure I imagine, but
My niece and
niece,
nephew. Yeah. So maybe because of that, they're like, oh, kids. But I'm not sure. But then
I feel like I'm doing bad things by letting your dog bite my hand.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't let him bite. But then I just kept being every time he would walk towards me, I'd be like, good boy, and I give him treats. And then after 5-6 minutes, he was like, oh, this is what we're here to do.
Yeah,
so then I took him for a walk. And of course, he didn't pee or poop once. And then as soon as we got home, I had to let him out so he can then go pee. Because I don't think those dots are connecting quite yet.
That's okay. He still has a baby brain. You still have a little baby brain. So give me a second to learn stuff, dude. You're all right.
What did I say I was going to bring up? Oh, yeah. Also, earlier this week.
What happened? Oh, no.
So the other day in my house, it was a little chilly in the morning.
Yeah.
So I put on my that yellow shirt hood that I wore on Halloween.
Oh, when you look like just like a banana.
To be an egg.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's a little chilly, so I just like jokingly put on the hood. And then I went out into the living room from the office where Archie was. And then Archie was like taken aback. He didn't know what it was at first. So jokingly, I just was like, went like that.
What happened?
Oh my God. He got so scared. First he didn't even squeal like a dog. He screamed like he screamed like a child while simultaneously jumping backwards.
Oh, no.
And then he was on the couch. So then the couch cushion was behind him. So he like jumped up and backwards and he climbed up on the couch. And then he tried to get away. There was a squishmallow there. So he like went over that. And then he got stuck in the corner and was scared. And the whole time he peed.
Oh,
he
no.
got
You just left a fear trail of pee all over the house.
He got so scared.
Well, that's what you get. You'll clean that up for scaring this poor baby.
Well, I didn't realize. I thought it was just going to be like, I didn't realize it was going to be like a,
Just a little fear fountain. This was just a little fear fountain.
And then the next hour was me being like, oh my God, he doesn't trust me anymore.
I found your magical spot. I found it.
Oh.
Found it. That's why you like me so much.
But yeah, I traumatized Archie this week.
That's okay. As a parent, dog or otherwise, traumatizing the children is just kind of part of the job.
Yeah. Well, I thought I would just like spook him, not, make his spirit leave his body.
Terrorize him and traumatize him for a lifetime. Every time you see yellow, you'll have that same reaction. Yeah. That's gonna be so weird.
So then when I took him on the walk, there was this guy standing by the soccer field watching his kid play, and he had a black hoodie on. And Archie from like 20 feet away would like refuse to go close to him.
So you think it's the hoodie now, not the yellow?
I think it was the hoodie. I think maybe because...
Did you have the hood on?
I had the hood on. So I think because he could see the slight tint of yellow, and then the hood scared him. But I think it was the hood.
Oh, wait. Remember when you do that dog filter on TikTok? Yellow is like one of the colors they can see the most vibrantly. So he probably was yellow. Like...
They see like hues of like yellow, orange, and blue, I think.
That's like really fucking bright. Yeah. What is that? It's lurching at me.
Yeah.
I have to pee.
I just assumed I was like, my face is still visible. So it'd be like, oh, that's Dad.
Dogs have terrible vision.
I
don't you know
what
that?
it is.
You can't see your
didn't know
face.
It was that bad.
And also you just have this like golden aura of yellow around you. That's all he's focusing on.
But then he wouldn't go near that guy and he had a black hoodie on. So I think the hoodie, he's now wary of the hoodie. Yeah.
Now it's the association.
But I swear I've worn hoodies around him before, like with the hood on. But
what I'm saying is now the yellow hoodie has now become the association.
Yeah.
You take a nap. You look exhausted. That sounds so scary for you. I'm so sorry. He's like, it was really terrible. I'm very upset. Mailman?
Yeah. Kind of sounded like for a second they grabbed something and were like...
And there's a
like
very good chance that my dogs are murdering something in the backyard.
Like
it's happened before. Yeah, watching Jilly kill a squirrel, this is entirely possible. You want to get in on that action? You want to try to kill something? A little bit. Is it yellow? Oh, the look he's giving me.
So yeah, it was a week of that. How was your week?
You ask me that every week, and then I'm like, what did I do this week?
Same. And then after we're done recording, I'm like, oh, I can't believe I forgot to mention that I went to like Universal Studios or something.
Oh, I have something exciting. Okay, so so the sauce thing, right? A lot of people think that I stopped doing the sauce because I haven't talked about it. But that's actually quite the opposite.
Yeah.
So we did this like trial run of the Go-To-Jang sauce, which you guys may or may not know. It's my like Go-To-Jang Suia Foods sauce or whatever. And we didn't stop production. We've kind of been behind the scenes trying to get a co-packer because our first run of the like soft open of our sauce did really, really well.
And you guys made that.
And we made it
like
in-house.
Yeah.
And it went so well, but we realized like if we try to produce this ourselves, we're not going to be able to fit demand, and
it'll consume your whole life.
Absolutely. And I'm also of the opinion that like when you launch something and you don't fulfill orders, it's worse than, you know, I don't want to be overwhelmed and not be able to fulfill that. I feel like that's the worst thing that could happen. So we found this co-packer in Texas, and they've been working on it, but it's a slow process. There's a lot that goes into it. Yeah. I haven't talked about this yet, have I?
No.
Okay.
Especially when you go from a smaller batch to a larger batch, the formulation.
The formulation, the conversions, you have to do like shelf stability. Like we want to do this all perfect. You know, the food labeling.
You don't want a pink sauce.
We don't want a pink sauce. Yeah, exactly. And we wanted to make sure that, you know, so yeah, there's like a stringent like line of testing that you have to do. The nutritional information, everything, allergy information, all of it. And so we're kind of finally like in the home stretch of it. And like we've done like, they've sent us like samples of the sauce, and we've finally, you know, solidified the formula, which is so exciting. So now we go into like bottling and labeling and that whole phase. And we had the original label, which was fine. But I guess the guy, his name is Ernie, he's the owner of the company, had like our paperwork on his desk. And, you know, it said like Suia Foods and like the Go-To-Jang sauce, whatever. And I guess his graphic designer was walking by and was like, "Are you working on this?" And he's like, "Yeah." She's like, "I love her. I follow her on TikTok." And she's like, "Can I make a new label? Can I try a new label?" So she like, I guess, decided that she wanted to work on like 6 different labels. And she's like, he sent it and was like, "She's a fan of yours, and she just wanted to know if you wanted to take a look at these." And I was like,
"I didn't ask for these, so there's no charge on this."
No, it's totally, not at all. And so I reached out to her and I thanked her so much. I was like really like, I felt so grateful that she was just like, "I want to be like part of this and like help in whatever way I can." So we have 6 now new labels to possibly choose from. And after that phase, I think we're ready to like bottle and sell. So we're really in the home stretch. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited that this is all finally happening, because we launched it and then we went quiet, because I was like, oh, that response was big. And it kind of scared me a little bit. I was just like, I don't know if we can't fulfill this ourselves. So now we have somebody who can like really like manufacture. So that's
good. I feel
really
like it's been like 4 or 5 months.
Easily.
Right? Yeah.
Easily.
Also, is this your way of telling us that you changed our original design?
The logo? Well, no.
I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm totally.
Hold on. You didn't design the bottle label. You just designed the logo. That actually is intact.
I was just kidding.
That was the one thing I didn't want to change.
Even if you did change it,
I wouldn't want to.
It would have just been
Number
a joke.
one, I wouldn't know what to change it to. Like, I don't want it to be like a full like actual photo of me. That's weird. Yeah. It's so fucking weird. It's perfect. I think it's really perfect. So I'm really excited.
But I was still just joking. Ron designed that logo, by the way.
It was perfect, Ron. Ronald did a perfect.
Well, that's good. So when can we expect that? When can people order?
Soon. I think we're gonna actually try to get it on TikTok Shop as well. I feel like TikTok Shop, I feel like a lot of people hate it because they're like, "Oh my God, I just see TikTok ads," or whatever. But I think something that people aren't really focusing on, like, sure, there are huge companies on there like Elf Cosmetics and like, you know, Shark Vacuums. Like, there's definitely huge like companies on there, but it has been such a great like launch pad for so many small businesses. Boss Up Cosmetics, I Love Chamoy. Like I see all of these like family brands like coming to TikTok Shop and have really like breaking into like beauty, food, our skincare line is on TikTok Shop. Breaking into those industries is so difficult, especially if you're just like a small like mom and pop operation. And this, I think, helps you like understand business, understand the demand, understand how to fulfill. Like it really gives you so much insight into, you know, your industry if you're either just starting out or you haven't really kind of like hit your stride yet. And it's been so great to see so many small businesses like really flourish this way. Like Boss Up Cosmetics, I don't know if you know, but I've done a couple of videos for her like color changing lip oil. She's 19 years old.
What?
She's 19 fucking years old. And she started her company, I think when she was like 14, and started like production when she was like 17. And then she did it on TikTok. You get a couple of big creators or like, you know, people, a video goes viral. She's selling tens of thousands of bottles or, you know, containers of lip gloss. Like she's already now in a 4,000 square foot like warehouse. Like she's doing like huge productions. Like, And she's 19. That to me is like, that's the fucking dream. That's what people like dream about. And she was able to do that. And I'm so proud of her. And she's, you know, she's Black Mexican. So she calls herself Blaxican. She calls herself that. You know, and she's like a young entrepreneur and she's got such a like entrepreneurial spirit. And I'm just like, I respect that so much. And I think to see somebody so young be so successful in that way is really inspiring, even for me. You know, I'm 30 years older than she is. And I look at her and I'm like, damn, she's fucking killing it.
I don't think a lot of people realize, and I only know this because I went to school for advertising and marketing and stuff, but like people, it's hard to get people to convert interest into sales, especially when there's multiple steps in between. So if you like advertise on TikTok and then you have to like either go to a website or go to Amazon to buy it, you're going to lose thousands of sales just because of that.
Every extra step.
Yep. Including even on websites, it's best to be streamlined because the more pages that people have to go on, the more you're going to lose sales along the way.
It's absolutely true.
So like as change, adapting to change is hard for many people. And I know it's easy to be like, oh my God, they're so capitalistic. And that's true.
Sure.
But at the same time, it does really help small businesses because there needs to be this like direct step from, oh my God, interest, that looks cool, to, oh, I can buy it right here.
Right.
And that actually helps a lot of businesses, small or large, help to maintain those sales.
Absolutely.
And like, screw even if they're large businesses, as we've seen through this like recession, big businesses are taking losses too. Huge and closing down as well.
Absolutely. You know, and those are people's jobs. Those are, you know, people's incomes. Those are feeding your kids. You know what I mean? So I think, again, I know that so many people hate TikTok Shop and they think that it's just like so annoying. But I got to tell you, like, I feel like watching these companies and these small businesses flourish in a way that they never dreamed possible in industries that are so hard to break into during a time where financial, you know, people are financially struggling. Like that to me, I think has helped so many people. I know it's helped me.
And even if it is annoying, it's no different than walking down the street and seeing billboards. I mean, if it annoys you, then just
turn off your fucking phone.
Yeah.
Nobody's forcing you to be on
scroll
TikTok.
Past it.
Yeah.
I don't like those ads either. I just scroll past it. If I see a creator that I like, then I'm like, oh, okay, I'll give you the time of day. But
and you know, I've done a few TikTok Shop videos and it's only on products that I actually use.
Yeah.
That I
don't think everyone's like that, but yes.
Of course. Yeah. Of course. And finding, you know, creators that have the integrity to be like, if I showed you how many things I've bought on TikTok Shop.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the amount of spam we get asking people to sell their product.
That's crazy. I can't manage it. I can't even look at it.
No. Like literally, I was just complaining to someone the other day who didn't know. I was like, yeah, no, my business account has become a spam email.
No, it's crazy.
Because I literally get like at least 40 to 50 emails a day from random businesses.
Hundreds.
Yeah, just literally be like, hey, can you sell this?
Babe, hey, I think you would really like this product.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I love your content. I love
babe?
Yeah. Or like the vague, hey, I love your content. I love the way you market stuff. And I'm like, that's not me. I've been
following you many times. I'm like,
yeah. Unfollow, follow. I followed you many times.
But they'll find you however. Like they go through my Suia Foods, you know, email. DMs, they go through DMs.
Emails.
So many. But what I was going to say was, if you saw how many things I've purchased on TikTok Shop. So many things. I am just as easily influenced, maybe more influenced than your average person. I'm more influenced than I am influencer. I mean, I buy fucking everything. What am I doing? Sometimes I'm like, I don't need that. I bought a fucking shelf thing, like a shelf thing that sticks onto it's like a magnet. It sticks onto the side of your refrigerator. You know, like if you need extra shelf space.
Oh yeah, that sounds.
I'm so stupid because my refrigerator is encased in the thing. I can't get to the side anyway. But it's like, you know, 10:30 at night. I'm like, oh, that looks really useful. I need that. And then I bought it and I got it. And I was like, you fucking idiot! It's right there. Wait, where was it? It's right there in that brown box. I never even opened it because the side of my fucking refrigerator isn't even exposed.
Well, there is another. I don't maybe not put this part in, but there is another refrigerator right there.
Well, I don't need it for that. And then right on top of that is a sweater that I bought that is. I don't know why I bought it. It's like a hoodie, but it kind of looks like a bat cape, and I was like, It's so not my style. Why did I buy that?
Like,
I've bought
buy
every
it for your
cheese
husband?
grater, every fucking food chopper, the mandolin. I've bought sauces. I've bought every fucking lip stain in the world. I've bought primers. I've bought fake eyelashes. I don't wear fake eyelashes. So, all of this to say, if I wanted to sell you guys shit,
She would.
I
There'd
would
be so
have
much
plenty of shit to sell you. But I don't want to do that. Because the second your integrity is compromised, it's over. As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, if I start selling shit just to sell it, it's over. I've lost the plot. I'm not doing it for the right reasons. People want to buy a lip gloss because I wore it and they like it. Of course, I'll tell you all about it.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna make something up so that you buy it and then be like, I fucking hate this. Why did you make me buy this? I don't want that kind of responsibility. And I think it has partially to do with the fact that I've been in sales my whole life, and having people say like, oh, well, I bought this because you pressured me or whatever is like the most annoying thing. And I'm like, you are of your own free will. I didn't force you to do anything.
I just go, oh, you're one of those unaccountable people.
Yeah. Or like, that was my fault. Were you under duress? Were you drunk? Yeah. Were you on drugs that I was unaware of? Like, I don't remember coercing you. I wasn't shoving bamboo down your fingernails and like, waterboarding you like to force you to buy. I didn't do that, so I don't know. Yes, capitalism, sure. Down with capitalism. But until I don't have bills to pay in the capitalist society, I don't know what else to do. Yeah. We gotta make a living. So that we can feed our dogs. You're so hungry. He just knocked the fuck out. Yeah, immediately. He was just like, oh, we're okay.
He's like, oh, you guys are boring.
He's like, I really love that game that we play.
That's how he was. Oh my God, that's how he was yesterday at the park. Yeah. I took him for a 30-minute walk and I was like, each of my steps are like 10 of your steps. I was like, you should be exhausted. And he wasn't. He was like, I want to keep playing. Soon as I put him in the car in his seat, and I live like a 2-minute drive from the park, passed out. He was passed out. He was like,
it's like my daughter, the young one. It's like an on and off switch. She'll like play basketball. She'll go to a birthday party. Then we have dinner. And then she'll be like, I'm so tired. And then she was like crying because she's so tired. So cute. And then she'll be like, are we going to go? I'm like, sure. And we'll get in the car and she's like, it's instantaneous. Yep. Whereas my older daughter will fucking torture herself and stay awake. And she's like, I'm fine. I'm like, bitch, you're so tired. Just allow yourself to sleep. And she's like, no, I don't want to miss anything. She's like,
she's at that age of FOMO sets in.
Yeah. 12 is fascinating.
That's when the anxiety of FOMO starts and it never goes away.
I know it.
But yeah, that's how Archie is too. He'll just like play with the toy and literally be so crazy. And then he'll just like come sit right down next to me and I'll look over and it's instantly passed out. Yeah. With like the toy still in his mouth. He's like.
Which I guess is good because sometimes, dogs will have a weird, or kids do, or humans and mammals.
Reptiles?
I don't know as much about reptiles, but when you get really tired, you get like really grouchy or you like your temperament changes or whatever. Does he do that?
It's more when he's hungry.
I get hangry too.
Yeah, he bothers the shit out of Colt when he's hungry.
He's just trying to distract himself from the hunger.
Ron will sometimes be like, did you feed them yet? And he's like, because he's chewing on Colt's tail and Colt's really mad.
Just trying to get some food anywhere I can. I'm going to eat this hairy tail. Oh.
But the funny thing is, even though daylight savings time changed, because their schedule has been so erratic the last week, they haven't noticed anything. Those
that's
videos
very
like
lucky.
The day after when the dogs were like, hello, it's an hour past dinner time. Nope, not these two because
that's why the dogs
been like a little.
Yeah, it's tough. I hate losing an hour of sleep in the spring. It's the hardest.
I thought we were changing that. Well, I read this article the other day because I was like, I thought we were changing that literal thought. Yeah. And then apparently, even though the bill got passed through, the House turned it down.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What? Remember, because a couple years ago, they were like, oh, it's going to be the last time. And then we were like, You guys said that like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I think they're trying to re-push it out again this year.
I'm sorry, but like trying to get your kids out of bed at 5:30, what feels like 5:30 in the morning to their little bodies is really difficult. It's so difficult, and they're so sad. My little one's just like, my body doesn't feel right.
Oh, that's so relatable.
Right? Like she's like, it's dark and my body doesn't feel right. I'm like,
yeah.
Same. I feel so fucked up. I feel so crazy. Or like I'm just so like I'm not even in my brain.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering, I was like, man, why have I been waking up on the couch at 2 a.m. instead of 1 a.m. like normal? Because of the hour change.
Yeah, which is hard for me because I usually wake up at 3 a.m. and then I'll stay up for like 30 minutes because it's just what my body does. 30 to 45 minutes.
What do you do?
Every morning, I just lay there and pray and will myself to try to go back to sleep. It's just an anxiety thing.
Oh my God.
I think it's also like a perimenopause thing. Like cortisol levels and hormones and estrogen and all that stuff really fucks with you. And so every morning at 3 o'clock, I wake up. It's almost like on the dot, like clockwork. I get up, I go to the bathroom, I get back in bed, and I'm like, okay, this should take me about an hour to get back to sleep, which is fine because at 3, I still get to go back to sleep at 4, and I don't have to wake up till 6 or like 5:50 or whatever.
That sounds horrible.
But when it's 4 o'clock and my body thinks it's 3 o'clock, and I don't get back to sleep till what's 5 o'clock, then I only have an hour or like 50 minutes to sleep.
Even more horrible.
So I've been really tired. And I'd like to thank the sun for that.
Yeah, no.
Or the earth? Is it the earth's fault?
No, it's whoever chose
Congress.
to keep doing this. Yeah.
It's the farmers.
Yes.
But back then it made sense.
Well, it's not even the farmers' fault. It's whoever the lawmakers are.
Capitalism.
Yeah.
It's capitalism's fault. So I guess that's the theme for today. Capitalism.
But if it's for capitalism, then they would do away with it. Because when it gets dark so early, people stop going to businesses.
You're talking about being tired.
Yeah. Even when we had our shopping gallery, whenever we get dark earlier, you would stop seeing customers earlier.
Yeah. Well,
so it's not even good for the economy.
Unless it's the summer, in which case people are out so much.
Well, that's what I'm saying. During the winter, we could have those similar things because the sun doesn't set
I don't think it's out. I think it's because of like farm workers and giving themselves
No. I know
more
that.
time,
no,
right?
originally. But then remember a couple of years ago, like, was it Obama or maybe even Trump who was like, oh, we're going to do away with it because it's better for the economy that like it gets dark later in the day or whatever.
I don't know.
But that's the thing. It's like, why do 300 million people have to change their schedule so that 10,000 farmers can just like wake up an hour earlier?
Well, everything's automated anyway. They don't get up and like water the fucking soybeans. They just click a button or set a timer. I follow a guy, the Korean farmer. He's really funny, by the way. You should follow him. And he talks about his farming, and I'm sure, there's like a system in place. I mean, yeah, I'm sure they have to get up to do other stuff, but there's a lot of automation in farming now.
Yeah, some farms aren't automated, but yes, you know what I mean? Yeah. But like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It fucks everything up. We're the only country in the world that does it. Why are we so obsessed with being the outlier? The metric system, daylight savings.
But everybody celebrates leap year, right?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Look at it.
Yeah.
Look at it. You're just going to let it stay like that. Oop. Oop.
Yeah. These group of kids that were like maybe 11, 12 years old yesterday were like trying to guess what Archie was. And the whole time, maybe it's just me, but I just kept being like, this feels so inauthentic. Because they were like so seemingly authentically interested in what Archie was. And I just was like, I feel like 11, 12-year-old boys don't normally care. And this feels like a trap.
Elaborate. That's a really weird thing for you to think. I am wondering what your brain was thinking.
Because like, I feel like boys at that age don't care about stuff like that. And they care more about like pranks and being mean.
Boys love dogs. What are you saying?
Oh, I don't know. I just don't trust people. Maybe. I
think of all the people, though, 11 and 12-year-old boys are going to be... Actually, no, they're assholes.
That's what I'm saying.
But they do have a genuine interest in
No, I'm
dogs.
sure they do. I'm sure they do. But
or like,
I don't interact
did you think they were
with
gonna
them
like,
often.
They were going to like kidnap your dog or something?
No, or just like be not care that they even, because they were like, oh my God, I think it's like a mini lab. And the one was like, no, it's obviously a chihuahua. And the other was like, no, it's because his ears flap down. And I was like, where's the trick? I was like,
I'm
where's
so
the
sad
prank?
you took it that way because that sounds so fucking wholesome, and wholesome is so hard to come by.
It was wholesome.
No, those boys were being sweet.
I think they were. That's what I'm saying. I think it's a me thing. I think.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was like, maybe because I was an asshole at that age. I don't know.
That's called projection.
Maybe it's just because I don't have experience with kids, so I just like standoffish. Anything else happen?
Oh yeah. Okay, so speaking of kids and being shitty, it wasn't actually the kids who were shitty in this situation.
Oh, it's the adults again.
So yeah, it's really always the adults. So I talked about this on my TikTok. So if you've already heard the story, bear with me. But my husband coaches my daughters, the little ones, basketball team, and they went into this game they played last week against a team. Both teams going in are undefeated. They each played, I think, 6 or 7 games, both of them entering this game undefeated. So we were like, oh my God, this is going to be such a fucking good game. We're so excited. You know, these girls, all of them have been working so hard. And so it's a great fucking game. Like, I'm screaming. The other moms are screaming. We're like going crazy. There's like tons of fouls. But they're 4th graders. So they're still kind of like learning their bodies and coordination. So yeah, you're going to get fouls. There's also like some like rules that change. Like in the last like 2 minutes of the game, you can press in the backcourt, but you can't, during the first, whatever it was. And so we win. And it's like 11-7, which is a very low scoring game because defense was really good on both sides. Yeah. There were a lot of free throws.
Very low scoring basketball.
Yeah, like the last few games that our girls played, there was like between 19 and 35 points. Like our team is really good, but the team we played is also really good. And I think they were just really surprised at how great our team was defensively, just because maybe they just hadn't encountered that. I'm not sure, but this is what I'm speculating based on what happened at the end of the game. So in any children's sports, at the end, you line up.
Yeah,
you line up, you shake hands, the coaches shake hands, and you say, great job, or that was so fun, or whatever. But we're standing there, and our girls are lined up in the middle of the court, and they're just waiting. And my husband and his co-coach are just waiting. And they're like, what's going on? And the coach is making no motions to anyone that it's time to shake hands. And so they go over there. They're like, hey, coach, good game. We're ready to shake hands so we can all, go. She's like, we're not doing that. And my husband's like, what do you mean we're not doing that? She's like, we're not shaking your hands. And he's like, are you kidding?
Did they lose?
Yeah. It was 11-7. They lost. So my husband's co-coach was like, well, can you shake my hand? And she's like, no, I'm not doing that. Absolutely not. And they're like, what? Like, what? And so our girls are just like standing there kind of like bewildered, like, what's going on? Why aren't we shaking hands? And my husband's like, it's okay. Let's just go. We're congratulations. We won. I coached my daughter's volleyball team, and I'm also like a mom. And watching that coach behave that way made me sick to my stomach. I was so fucking disgusted by her. I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
I feel like I wouldn't have been able to control my petty.
I wanted to go up to her so bad, but I was like, I'm not going to make a scene. She's clearly having a fucking emotional meltdown, because who does that? You're a fucking coach. You're a parent volunteer coach. Like, what are you doing? So I wrote the fucking athletic director a letter, an email. Absolutely. I was like,
I didn't even know that was an option.
Absolutely. And I was very nice about it. And I was like, it was a great game. The girls played great. Your team is wonderful. I respect your school. It has a great reputation. But I do have to mention something that I think as the athletic director, you would want to know. That this coach behaved in the most unsportsmanlike way. And really, what the fuck are we doing here? We're not teaching these 4th graders to play in the
basketball.
NBA.
No.
It's about the lessons you learn playing basketball or any organized sport. Teamwork, leadership, following directions, sportsmanship. Yeah. Sportsmanship. And I told
any
them,
adult who can't teach those to kids and in fact teach them the opposite.
No business being a coach.
Yeah.
It is the moments when you feel the worst, that you have to rise above it. And
Yeah.
in the face,
There's like a cheesy Marvel quote in there somewhere.
I'm sure there is.
It's true.
You know,
but that's what it's true.
But that's what it is. And like these kids are looking at you.
Yeah.
They're looking. Okay, so my girls played a game last season, volleyball, and we went in undefeated, and we lost our like second to last game of the season. And it was in the last like couple minutes, I was like, they're all looking at you. Your team is looking at you. And instead of being like, play harder, I was like, hey, let's remember why we're here. We're here because we love playing volleyball. We're here because this is so fun. I am having so much fun. And I was like, are you having fun? And they're like, well, I'm like, let's just have fun. Play the game. And I was standing there and I was hyping my girls up and they were having fun and we lost. And inside, I was fucking wrecked. I was so devastated because we were playing so well. But the other team just played a little bit better. And instead of being upset and angry at the other team for winning, I looked at them. I was like, you guys played such a great game. You guys were incredible. I cannot wait to play you guys next year. And the girls on their team and our team like hugged each other. They're like, that was so much fun. You're so good. No, you're so good. Your team was so good. They had the best time and they left feeling so good about themselves, even though they had lost. Yes, a couple of them cried. Yes, I wanted to cry, but it was like, the lesson is this. You played your hardest. It didn't go your way. But that doesn't mean that you diminish the achievement of that other team. No. You give them their fucking flowers. You tell them they did a good job because they did. And it's about especially for girls, because we are born and raised to compete with each other for everything. Boys, jobs, the attention of men, blah, blah, blah. Enough. No more of that.
That's what I was going to say. What a great moment to have like taught them to like lift up other girls and women.
Support each other, be happy for each other, be proud of each other, and then next season, when we see them on the fucking court, we're going to fucking annihilate them,
I feel like I would have had a really hard time not allowing my pettiness to be like, oh, and children, this is an example of what we don't do is throw temper tantrums. And then, you know what I mean? Like I would have taught a lesson in front of her and made her feel like shit.
She wouldn't have felt like shit in that moment. And the lesson for the kids would then have been pettiness instead of the actual lesson.
I agree.
So I talked to my daughter. We were in bed the night after it happened. And I was like, hey, how did that make you feel when you didn't shake the hands of your opponents? And she's like, it made me feel really annoyed and it made me feel really confused. And I was like, why were you annoyed? And she's like, well, because we always shake hands. And I just feel like now, I think she has a little bit of OCD. She's like, now I feel like we didn't like complete the circle.
Yeah. That's definitely OCD.
She just felt like there was just like this opening and she's like, we need to close the circle.
Yeah. Now I'm like,
right.
Something was off.
Right. So it's like the one game where she didn't get that final, that tactile moment. And she's like, and I was just like confused because I don't know why a grown-up would punish kids because they're sad. And I was like, that's it. That's the summation of it. You punished your team and my team because you couldn't manage your emotions.
Yeah.
As an adult.
Imagine
that's fucking pathetic.
8-year-old showing you up in emotional maturity.
Yeah, right. Exactly. My 9-year-old daughter was like, let's work on that. You should talk to somebody. Like, I know sometimes emotions can get really big and scary, but we should, we could talk about it.
That's wild.
My older daughter was like, that was fucking bullshit. I was like, right. She's like, that feels actually really pathetic. She's like, that's really pathetic of that coach. Like, I would be embarrassed if I was her. I was like, these are my daughters. This is exactly all encompassing of exactly how I felt. Like, and I talked to the other parents a couple days later, and I guess this school has kind of a reputation for it of bad sportsmanship because they said that like the boys basketball team is also not great at defeat and also actually even worse at winning, like taunting and throwing it. Like, it's okay. This is a microcosm. Kids sports is a microcosm for the world that they're going to be entering into as adults. And there are people that are fucking sore losers and sore winners.
Sometimes those lineups are really horrible anyway. Like for instance, Ron used to play hockey in central Pennsylvania. And sometimes they would line up, pretend to give handshakes, and then call him the Sea Slayer.
That does not surprise me.
Yep.
That does not surprise me. So yeah, again, that's just kind of a reflection of the world, and the world can be a real
Specifically
shit
their
show.
parents.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what a great example of like kids are just a reflection of the adults.
I have to say though, if I was one of the parents on the opposing team and I saw my coach do that, I would be enraged. I'd be like, excuse me,
Sorry, we're not teaching my
daughter,
this.
come here. Go shake their hands.
Yep.
Go.
Same.
You get in line. We're shaking hands. Excuse me. What are you doing? Like, that's embarrassing. You're a reflection of all of us, not just yourself, not just the team. Of the team, the kids, the staff at the school itself, the parents, the community. Like, you are representing all of us, and you have just made us look so bad, so petty, so childish. That's embarrassing. Get in line. Kids, get in line.
And
listen
outside
to
of
me.
the optics, like, I don't want my child to learn that.
No, absolutely not. You know, if that is a lesson that a parent is willing to teach, it's kind of, unfortunately, kind of typical for some parents.
Yeah. And I can't tell if people are getting more emboldened to be that way or just be more emboldened to be obvious about it. Or has it just always been there?
I think it's always been there. I feel like from the dawn of time, especially, I mean, I don't know if I'm sports specifically, but, you know, parents have always had issues with coaches and referees. But it's because, you know, a lot of times, unfortunately, and I could say to some degree I'm guilty of this, like, you know, parents live out their sports dreams through their children.
I know.
I
was one.
We'll see. There you go. I watched my oldest daughter, play volleyball, and she's so good. And she's played already at, you know, major arenas. Her team does so well at, you know, she's been playing beach and she's doing club. She's just doing all the things that I have to very consciously be like, this is not about you. And just like extract myself backwards. And I'm like, this is about you. You do whatever you want. You can, you know. It's tough. It's tough though. You know, she has so many opportunities that I didn't have, but it's because I very consciously give them to her because I want her to have that. But I also have to be like, okay, don't go too far.
Yeah.
Don't go too far.
Very fine line.
Yeah.
Between supportive and like forcing the kid to do something. Yeah.
Because I got some other good news. Forgot. My niece, who lives in Missouri, is starting to get her acceptance letters for college. And she's gotten into pretty much every college she's applied to. Most specifically, maybe I shouldn't say, universities that are very, very close to Los Angeles. And she's still waiting for the Los Angeles universities to respond. And if she does, she's going to move here. And I'm so excited.
Why does she want to go to universities in LA?
Yeah, her number ones are here.
Oh.
Her number ones are here because she loves LA. So she was born in Miami, Florida, while my sister was a professor. And then, oh my God, it's so muggy. Oh my God, like, don't even bother straightening your hair. It's just futile.
Or like, don't get self-conscious that your shirt's soaked in sweat because you're going to look around and everyone's
trying to breathe air because it's actually water.
Yeah. And BO.
And then they, you know, lived here for a little while. And then now they live in Missouri. And she loves visiting us. She comes out here by herself for like, you know, several weeks at a time. She just loves being here. And I'm like, why wouldn't she? You know, so she's really hoping to live here. And I'm so excited. Like she's my first baby.
Yeah. Good for her. Good for her for knowing that, California schools acceptance, or their application deadlines are significantly earlier than every other school in the country.
Is that true? I didn't know that.
Yeah. When I was going through college after the first year, I was like, you know what? Why did I choose Delaware? I was like, I'm going to move to LA. So then I was like just looking up transfers. And then I was like, oh, the deadline passed already. I was like, that's cool. I was like, that's only 3 months earlier than everywhere else.
Delaware is a really weird choice that you made. I feel like it's very,
I too got into most of my colleges, but my mom didn't let me go to many of them.
Yeah.
She wouldn't let me go to NYU because she didn't want me to live in New York because apparently I'm a degenerate who can't make good life choices, which, to be fair. To be fair, but Delaware also had a lot of bad choices for me to make too.
Yes.
You know?
I mean, the choices aren't the environment necessarily all the time. It's the person in the environment.
Yep. And then she wouldn't let me go to Boston University or Boston College, both of which I got into because apparently there were bad Koreans in Boston.
Yeah, because there are no bad Koreans in Delaware. Or actually, maybe are there no Koreans in Delaware?
Yep. So then I was like, you know what?
There can't be bad Koreans because there's no Koreans.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. So I was like, oh, so I can't go where I want. I'm just going to go Delaware. How about that?
So she's like, I've never heard of Delaware, so I can't say anything bad about it.
And then people were like, oh, Ed got into Delaware. What a great school, especially for psychology. And all of a sudden she's like, oh, yeah, Ed got into Delaware. I was like, look at that.
Yeah, but Mom,
like, also, I'm going to change my major.
If only you had known how prestigious it would have been for you to know, for me to have gone to, Boston or NYU. My sister's really pushing for her to go to Berkeley, though, because that's where she went. And she's like, hey, Mom.
Also in California.
No, I know.
Oh.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you so much. I am aware of where my sister went to college and that it is in California.
Wait, what did you go to? Oh, right. Pre-law. Is that what she went to undergrad for?
My sister? She graduated she has a degree in rhetoric, which is so annoying.
What the fuck is that?
Talking good.
That's a real...
Well, because she's an attorney. So,
but that's an actual degree you can get is rhetoric, or is that not a thing anymore?
I think it's real.
That's crazy.
That's what she has a PhD in.
She has a degree in talking.
Yeah, try arguing with her. It's the worst thing you'll ever experience in your life.
I don't know. I'm pretty good at arguing.
She would fucking wipe the floor with you on any topic. I will call her right now. She's also really smart. Yeah. So she gets degrees. She collects them like trading cards. She's like, I want to study law and chemistry. I'm going to write a book. I'm a professor.
Degree in chemistry?
No, but her husband does. And then she just was like, okay, I'll learn it. And did. He's like a chemist. And she's like, oh, I can do this. And she learned it. And that's fine. And she also knits. Yeah, she does everything. So yeah, being her younger sister maybe explains a lot. About how my life went.
Yeah, you were like, fuck college.
I was like, la, I'm doing anything but studying because she did it all already.
God, that sounds nice to have had an older sister who did everything, maybe.
No, because the comparisons were relentless. Your sister goes to Berkeley. She has a degree in this and that. She's doing all these things. What are you doing? I'm like, I smoked weed yesterday.
Yeah. All day.
Yeah.
Wake and bake till I fell asleep.
But to be fair, my parents just didn't realize that I could do things that weren't just studying. They were
talk.
I was like, isn't it ironic
I can do things
that I don't have a degree in rhetoric and yet here I am talking so much all the time.
All the time.
Anyway.
That's crazy. My mind's still blown that you can get a degree in talking. I would have killed that.
You can go back. I wouldn't.
No. In fact, the only time my dad was a father was when he got me out of skipping classes.
That was nice of him.
Yeah.
Okay. This feels like a natural stopping point. That was a weird episode. We'll call this one Stream of Consciousness.
Well, on that note, we have to record another episode today, so we're going to end this one here.
Bye.
But for those of you who are a part of our Patreon, make sure you watch some exclusive Archie content today.
You're a star.
Archie and Susie content. And if you would like to help us keep this, and if you would like to help us keep this podcast sustainable, think about joining our Patreon, which you will get some exclusive content once in a while.
It's riveting. Just trust me. Edge of your seat at all times.
It's serious.
But seriously.
But seriously. But on that note, thank you for joining us. If you would like to follow us on our socials,
you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Suia1.
I'm on, my name is Ed.
Ed.
Me, Ed, rhetoric.
Good one.
You can find me at Etch a Sketch with a J, and this little guy is at Archie and Cult on Instagram. Otherwise, make sure you watch the video version on YouTube. If you are already watching us, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the notification Archie bell.
Ding.
Otherwise, thank you for joining us, and we will see you on the next episode that we're going to record right now. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.